Hi, Babul. So I hope you're starting to feel a little bit better, and your knees starting to recover. I know mine's still taking ages to get right, um, but anyway. So this is the last bit of feedback on your pages. Technically, the deadline's tomorrow, um, and I do want to be marking it over half term. There are a few changes I think you should make, which you might need a little bit longer to do. So if I can give you the deadline of next Tuesday, which gives you 4 full days to make these changes, because I need to start marking these next week. On the 13th of March, it's a date for your diary, we are going to be having our awards evening. And so your magazine will be submitted for one of the awards. And obviously, I need to have it marked and ready before then. So let's last few pointers for you to change. I mean, the obvious things is obviously you've got still placeholder text here, just inset, pug, cover lines, article 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously those need completing. What's going to be there? Also, you've got placeholder text down here, here, and here. Okay, so you're going to need to fill these in. I mean, I like the look of it. It looks good. But you're going to need to complete that. I think the double page spread looks all complete. Right. I really like, there's loads of it I really like, and I've always have, and I've always said as much. And I think it's very strong. I think your Photoshop is great. I think this Noah Whitmore bit is just brilliant. I think that's a really good little technique here. The one thing I think you've wrecked though a little bit is this great image you had at the bottom with Noah's, in ECU looking through that kind of corner of the page. I don't understand why it's all white here. Push this up so it runs parallel with this line. Maybe I don't know. I quite like the white writing, but below the no Whitmore, you've really got to tidy that up a little bit. All right, back again. I love the contents page. I like what you're doing with Photoshop here, and I love this image round Mattia there. I'm not sure why you've struck through the contents page. Why the contents, is that supposed to be underlined? Anyway, I don't get why you've got a strike through that. The only thing I don't really like is this caption there. Find out who this is on page. I think I think magazines don't feature unknowns. I think there wouldn't be the sense of kind of who is this. This is Noah. Okay, so Noah, tells all page whatever it might be. Okay, but so yeah, I'd change that cover line there. On the front page, I think you're overdoing it a little bit. Your masthead is not different enough to your main cover line. Okay, which obviously you need to replace. You need to give Matcha a star name. I'm sure you'll find some sort of name generators online or something like that. But it's just too similar. So either change the masthead, and obviously, what is the name of your magazine? Why, I thought you had a name for it in recent issues. So I'd change the design of that to make it more distinct from that. My feelings is change the star name there, and change this cover lines. It's all caps, which is fine. I mean, they do use capitals quite a lot, but I think there needs to be possibly a little bit of variety. Certainly with a pug and inset, there's an opportunity there for you to use a different font. You can have up to 3 fonts on your front page. You can have your masthead, you can have a serif font and a sans serif font, or 2 different sans serif fonts. It's kind of up to you. But I don't think there's enough variety in terms of the fonts. I think you should change some of them. I like King of Pop. I think that works quite nicely. So I like the font in pink. I think it's the star name, which just feels too similar to your masthead. I think the masthead needs to be distinct. Remember, that's your brand. Also, the masthead could be pushed up a bit. You've got a lot of space at the top here, where you could push it up behind Mathieu's head. You might try it also a little bit of an angle, see how you feel. The inset shape and the pug's shape, I'm a bit uninspired by. You could use the pen tool, or you could do something. Don't do stars, whatever you do. But I think you could do, I don't know, circles or ovals, or you could do kind of splatter shapes. Remember, there's all sorts of interesting shapes as well in design and or Photoshop. If you want to use those, you should be able to dig those out. But just a square with a drop shadow and a pentagon with a drop shadow, it's not really working. I'm not sure if that is a pentagon. Anyway, I like this one, though. This one's nice with this kind of overlapping. So that's what I'd like you to play with on the front page. That's looking great. All you have to do is complete those placeholders, those article names, and I'd replace that. And on the front, this cover, which I think is a really strong page, you just need to get rid of this white below No Whitmore, because it cuts out some of the best bit of your design, which is Noah's eyes kind of peeking through this kind of diagonal line and strike through the page. This is great. I love this a lot. I think that works extremely well. So it's good. Now you're doing it again. There's another kind of strike through. So clearly there's something deliberate going on. It kind of almost works here, but I don't think it works here, and I don't think it works there in the masthead either. Striking through your masthead, what messages are you giving to your audience about the nature of your brand, that it's not valuable? I don't know. Anyway, so there's a few things there for you to consolidate. So as ever, please make a list of, summarize my feedback, make a list of 2 or 3 things per page, possibly, that you want to change, and then act upon those. Final deadline, end of play on Tuesday, which gives me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get it marked. Okay, well done. I hope you're feeling better soon, and I look forward to seeing your final submission. It really could be a top grade piece of work, so keep it up.